Good afternoon. I'm Anna Eisenman, PIO for this incident with the Department of Ecology. I'm going to facilitate the Q&A. We have about 20 minutes for questions. I'm going to move left to right. If you could just say your name and the outlet that you are with. Yes.
Gunby Vermont, K2 News. My colleague and I went across the facility to the Columbia River and we smelled a very strong stench. Is it safe for people to get into the Columbia River? How far has the white liquor gotten? And what are the impacts on the ecosystem, short and long term, even though water is being flushed into diluted?
I'm going to hand this one off to Brooks here with the EPA.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I'll see if I can remember. There were several parts to it. For one, it's our understanding that there was a little bit of white liquor that reached the Columbia River in the first minutes of the response, but that outfall where that white liquor escaped was immediately shut off. So our understanding, and we don't know the exact volume that was released, but our understanding was it was very limited in the initial hour of the incident. It is safe to swim and fish in the Columbia River right now. There are no warnings or advisories at this time. So, did I get all of your questions?
What are the short-term and long-term impacts of the contamination that's already occurred in the slough water and wherever else?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell when you're really just focused on containment first and protecting people. But we understand the short-term impacts when you're talking about a caustic liquid, a liquid with high pH, is that it's going to be deadly with fish. And we have observed that there are some dead fish in the ditch network. We're seeing that, and we expect to see more of it. Long term, we're evaluating that right now with some of our fish and wildlife agencies to see what that might be. I think we believe that our primary focus is the impact of pH, and pH tends to be a short-term acute impact. But we may not know everything. We're still looking at a couple of things that might have longer term impacts, but we don't know all the answers at this time.
Thank you.
What is the baseline pH for the Columbia? It's about 7? It's about 7. Thank you. I thought it was 7.
Yes, please.
John Capel, ABC News. You've talked about recovering 6 bodies. What's the process, the difficulties, and the likelihood of recovering the other 3?
So, could you repeat the question one more time?
So
it was the...
Sure. John Capel, ABC News. You've talked about recovering 6 bodies. What is the process, likelihood, and difficulties of recovering the other 3?
Right now, the difficulty, the scene is very complex. It still continues to be a highly complex industrial hazard. We are continuously locking out, tagging out, and isolating hazardous conditions for us as we make entries in and recover victims, and pre-planning for the next time that we make entries. It's very labor intensive and it takes a lot of personnel, and so we can only make entries into these areas so many times in a day, and it's very few. We are confident we're going to move forward. I feel we're making good advancements with being able to recover 6 so far, and after this press conference we'll continue our recovery efforts for the rest of our operational period.
Is there any likelihood you won't be able to recover?
I'm not sure that I could answer that. We are slowly working our way into this scene from the way we've described it in the earlier as sort of a blast site or a site or some catastrophic event has happened. So we're slowly making our way through that as it's safe for responders to get further into the scene.
Julia Lopez with Fox 12, and this might be for you again. What has communication been like for those families of those who are still missing or unrecovered? We've heard from some that are navigating a lot of misinformation.
So earlier today, I know that they've been meeting with the families on a regular basis at the AEW PPW hall to update them as soon as possible, to give them the notifications. I know the coroner's office is working diligent and trying to make sure that they get the information as soon as possible. So I think that communication has been pretty effective. for the families. We're working. We always can do better with communication. We're working diligently to ensure that every message we give is accurate and timely and appropriate, and they're notified first. That's the objective.
Evan Haskins with KGW News covered you again as well, and it's maybe sound redundant, but recovery of 6, 2 said confirmed fatalities yesterday. Total numbers is 8, right, of confirmed fatalities. Just want to make sure we have the correct number.
That's accurate, yes.
Okay. Do you have visuals on the other 3, or are they outside of your view because of the limited scope you're able to see?
Yeah, in reference to the remaining 3 that we're trying to find, they're just outside of our, as far as we've made entry for today, and what our scope is for that time being to that 2 o'clock hour when we left that, when I left that scenario. So our crews are rehabbing right now. They have to decontaminate every time that they leave that area because of the hazards that are still there. And then they should be rested and ready for me when we go back, and then we will explore further in to the scene. As soon as we're done here.
Relatedly, Aaron West with the New York Times. I was wondering, are you able to access the site, and that's why you're not able to recover the missing identities, or is it because they've been is it the toxicity of the site itself?
It's the industrial hazards. We run into electrical hazards, hazardous materials. We have collapse. We talked about the tank and a zone we've created outside of that we feel comfortable working in, so we don't get injured from if there was some other sort of failure. And so we work with subject matter experts, the engineers, for example, to determine buildings are safe that have damage to them for us to access. So we have to go in, videotape, look at those, give those to engineers to say it's safe for us to go inside of those, or just the hazmat in general. It's already complex to begin with, and when you put a toxic chemical involved, it makes it even more difficult for us.
Gotcha. And I'm also curious, is the plant operation still, what is the status of the actual
Does anybody want to?
employees of the plant? Are they still being paid?
I don't know that I'm going to get into that, but I will say that on an industrial site. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. Does somebody want to speak to that? Brian?
Again, Brian Wood, Director of Support Services, Nippon Dynawave. I think I heard the question, but could you repeat it, please?
Sure. I was wondering what the status of the plant operations are as they are currently, and if workers are still there and being paid, or if it's completely shut down, and kind of what that looks like.
So after the event, we really shut down the pulp mill. Did that in a way that allows it to be safely shut down. We are currently operating some critical infrastructure, including the effluent treatment system, with a minimum staffing. We've made arrangements to pay people who are not working today because of this incident, and will continue to do so, and make further decisions as we go forward. But right now, critical infrastructure, specifically the effluent treatment system, is working and is being staffed.
And one more related question, I'm sorry. Is there a family assistance center set up, or like mental health resources being provided for the employees?
I know we have worked closely with AWPPW to provide an assistance and reunification center. We have family assistance available as a routine part of our efforts and our work here on the site.
If I may follow up on that, we've been getting calls and emails from people saying public safety has been an issue at this plant. Is that a fair assessment?
We work in a highly hazardous atmosphere and a highly hazardous industry. We approach it with the utmost care in everything that we do. I'll let the facts speak for themselves.
Thank you. We're down to our last couple minutes, and I want to make sure that we have some local media have a chance here. If we could jump over to this side, please.
Where exactly were these bodies found?
Yeah. I mean, the question was where exactly were the 6 bodies found, and the 6 bodies were found in the workers area. As we talked before, this was at a shift change, and so it was an area for where they would congregate in the mornings before they would go where they would assemble, find out their assignments, and go to their workplace. And so that's where they are.
Thank you. I'm going to have Hannah.
Yes, thank you. So the city's regional water treatment plant services approximately 65,000 people, including residents of the city of Longview, neighboring jurisdiction, which is Beacon Hill Water Sewer District, and some unincorporated Cowlitz County residents that are on the city of Longview's water system. So the ditches, as Brooke stated earlier, literally run through people's backyards in some cases. So I don't know the exact number of households that are adjacent to those ditches, but it is a fairly large number.
And so what would you say to people who live in those homes? Had this come through?
Keep away from the water. Don't let your pets swim in it until we give the go-ahead, which we hope to do soon. And you may smell some odors that smell like rotten eggs, which is off-gassing or a potential off-gassing of the material.
Or were they notified that this was even behind or near their homes?
As much as we can through all of the media outlets, through the incident command, yes.
If someone accidentally falls into one of these creeks, what should they do?
Wash off as quick as possible. Yep.
There's no risk of them getting chemical burns.
I would wash off and then seek medical attention just to be safe.
Well, the EPA has several different programs that interface with this facility, and there is a program that mostly focuses on the tanks containing chlorine gas and the way that they safely manage those. We did talk with the inspectors from that program as we mobilized down here to both understand where they were in proximity with this operation to make sure that they weren't involved or there weren't any safety issues associated with that. But I didn't really go into past inspections, safety violations, or anything because it really didn't have anything to do with this response. Our focus really right now is mitigating the hazards. And so I really can't speak any further to past inspections, but there will be some follow-up investigations by other programs in my agency and other agencies.
On mitigating the hazards, why is dilution the best strategy? Are there other ways to contain the white liquor?
Well, containment is the first best strategy, and we are doing that on the site to make sure that no additional white liquor makes it off the site into the ditch. So you're right. Containment is the best strategy first, and we're doing that. But now we know that we already have white liquor in the ditches, right? So what is it? What are our options there? And they're really flushing, diluting, and if we need to, if we start to see sustained pH levels above the levels we want, we can do some neutralization using some basic acids to bring that pH down, like in a safe way.
Has there been any headway to investigating officers or any leading theories?
No, and that's not my role as an EPA emergency responder. We do have members of the Chemical Safety Board on site, as well as the Washington Department of Labor and Industries, and they are the ones that are getting ready and already beginning an investigation and getting ready. The interior part of this plant is safe for them to enter and begin their investigation.
We have time for one or two more questions.
Expecting more updates in the coming days. Are you going to do this again tomorrow?
Yes, the current plan, we will be releasing an additional press release tonight around 5:30. There will also be another press conference tomorrow. The time of that will be determined at a later time, but we'll send a media alert out when that's scheduled.